happens in the body when it's sick? What shows up? White blood cells.
Yep.
I got to cultivate the music that begins to make release.
Right here, hot out here. We here for a cause, we here for a reason, baby. Peace and love, baby.
Let them know.
Yes, we here for love. This is my son. I'm trying to let him know. We here for a reason, baby. Stand up, stand up.
It's free.
Family Brother Perry in the building. We here at the Nicholas Brooklyn store. They had a Black Friday market here this past weekend, and it's been going pretty successful. Yesterday we also had the Young Pharaoh event. But I'm here representing my company, RBG Connect, as a vendor. And, you know, and just here in the community in Brooklyn, as you can see, they got people inside, different vendors and shoppers that people come out to support. And, you know, it's been good. So shout out to Uniquely Wired and the sister for putting this together for the black entrepreneurs to come and, you know, help, you know, have a successful holiday season.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good look.
It's been a great experience.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, no
so,
doubt.
yeah, man, I wanted to ask you, can you give us like a recap of the year being a black business? You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no doubt. No doubt. A recap for the year for me and for RBG Connect is actually You know, this year was a good year. I actually was able to acquire a $5,000 business loan through Kiva. So that was a highlight of my year. I've done many festivals this year. I did BAM, I did African Arts Festival, I did Atlantic Antic, I did a Goon Festival in Florida, I did the East Indian Day Parade here in Brooklyn, I did the Carnival in Miami. I've been across the country quite a few times this year, doing Umar Johnson's events. Just left Detroit and Orlando, Florida as well. Did Orlando. So I mean, very productive year for RBD Connect. Looking forward to you know, growing my company, continue to grow my company, but and looking forward towards next year doing more festivals, adding on some more, doing the ones I've already did last year and for the last few years, and adding more onto my list. But looking towards getting a vehicle, you know, a business van, a traveling van, so I can, instead of catching a bus to these different festivals in these different cities, I can load up my van, load up my tables, load everything up, and just hit the road. You know, I'm really, recently it kind of just dawned on me, and I figured out that I'm a traveling merchant.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I do. I travel, I sell my wares, and you know, that's what the road, and that's where the journey has led me to at this moment, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely looking to continue and expand. For about a month, you know, about a month long, like right after the African Arts Festival this year, you know, I subleased inside of a tattoo shop, you know, so I had a little storefront for a while, and that didn't last, it didn't work out, it wasn't the best situation for me, but it was good to get that experience and get a taste into that. Right now, I'm more on the wavelength of just growing my online business. I'd rather not pay a rent right now. I'm trying to keep the overhead costs as low as possible for my company at the moment. So in the future, you know, I do look to do some brick and mortar or get into you know, established businesses and different things like that. But right now, it's not the best thing for me.
Right.
You know,
right.
and there's always potential for it. And I'm always open. So if there is any opportunities, you know, always, you know, don't hesitate to reach out, because I still may consider it depending on the circumstances.
True. I see you already touched on, but what can you expect for next year, or what's your projection for your company for next year?
Yeah, and even a little bit of this year, you know, I completed a metalsmithing class, you know, jewelry making class. So I'm looking to continue doing the jewelry making and expanding on that even more. I started doing grills, I started doing grills this year, and working on that, developing my grill and jewelry business even more. So I'm planning to grow that and do a lot of grills next year, and hopefully make, you know, my first make my first celebrity sale. You know, being a celebrity jeweler and growing on that level. Looking to do, they have a big festival in every February in LA. To be my first year next year doing a Pan-African Arts and Film Festival in Los Angeles. It's an 11-day festival from like February 9th to February 20th. Ooh. So I'm really looking forward to being amongst that crowd and in that environment, and doing just a lot more traveling, getting out of New York for the winter months, and just trying to be somewhere warm like Florida, Texas, and California, and Las Vegas, you know what I mean? So just continue to grow, and help out. We here, and we can walk now. I actually called in an order. I ordered some vegan pizza from this spot up the block from Nicholas, so we can walk and continue to build. And yeah, so we're gonna head and get this vegan cheese pizza, gluten free. But no doubt, you know, just looking to continue to grow my business next year and do more festivals, and even doing more work for Baba Haru, Studio of Patah, representing him a lot more, and continue to promote and get out the Joy Ari, or the Sa, like we like to call it. So yeah, family, that's pretty much. Next year is gonna be a lit year. I'm looking, like I say, grills, jewelry, and just me traveling, me doing a lot more traveling, representing myself, representing Baba Haru, representing Naga's footwear.
Right.
Yeah, the RBG kicks.
Right. Let me get a pic. Let me get a. Yeah.
These are the prototypes of the Unks. We developed these. He designed and got the prototypes out. But yeah, soon, hopefully we can have these unks out real soon. But yeah, we're gonna do another variation of a Air Max style. The other Air Max style, we're gonna do those RBG. They'll look like those coming out sooner than the ones on my feet now.
Okay.
But yeah, man, just you know, and helping other entrepreneurs grow and develop their business. I'm creating a system right now. Hopefully, I can start doing some lectures and teaching people on vending.
Right,
on
I'm looking forward to that, bro.
Yeah, how to grow their business and different things like that. I just gotta organize myself and organize that whole thing right there. I did a radio show last year on, you know, black economics and stuff like that, group economics, comedic. I think they titled it comedic group economics or something like that. But you know, that's definitely what I would like to start doing more, is like consultant work for different businesses, you know, for small businesses, you know, consultant work for black entrepreneurs.
Right.
So that's some of the stuff looking forward to next year. We're looking forward to, honestly, and a lot more. Hopefully, you know, acting, modeling, doing a lot more of that stuff too. Just branding myself. It's not just RBG Connect, but Brother Perry. You know, I'm a brand. You know, and you know,
Absolutely.
I'm a public figure, and you know, looking to do philanthropist work as well as community work, more stuff like that as well. So just keep getting myself out here in RBG Connect and starting more businesses like Comedic Grills. And you know, I just recently put out an idea, you know, last year on the radio show. I put out an idea about black-owned condoms, and somebody actually came out and did that. Somebody actually, and even used the same name that I threw out there. I said, you know, we should have black-owned condoms, and we can call them, you know, Mandingo condoms for the warrior tribe, you know. So somebody came out with a black person came out with some condoms, and they're called Mandingo condoms. You can look that up. So that was something that actually I created, like an idea that I came up with. So, you know, I believe in the, you know, the sex industry. You know, we're not gonna stop having sex, and that's a market that we can tap into, as well as the marijuana industry and this whole smoking industry.
Right, I remember you touched on that before.
Yeah, with them getting so legalizing in so many places for leisure and medical purposes, you know, marijuana is a big industry. So, you know, every time that I want to get high or smoke, I don't want to have to support the white man by buying Zigzags, Tops, Raws, Swisher Sweets, Blunts, Bluntville's, or whatever, and all of these other brands. You know, I'd rather be like, yo, we got black-owned rolling papers. You know what I mean? We got black-owned wraps and all of that, and all types of paraphernalia and things that you need to go along to indulge in your marijuana. So that's, you know, those are some of just ideas and things that I'm looking forward to doing in the future. Amongst many other things, you know, my mind is limitless, and I just want to grow and continue to come out and create new things and new ideas and stuff like that, you know.
Sounds good, brother.
And looking for people to line up with me, you know what I mean, and align themselves with me and with RBG Connect to where I can employ people, you know what I mean, because I don't want to have to go to all the events, you know what I mean. I'd rather set somebody else up, you know what I mean, and they can go and represent me and make money too, and enjoy it, you know, because it's very enjoyable, and learn, you know what I mean. It's like a free education, you know what I mean, for you to be able to come represent. So, yeah, you know, there's opportunity for people in other cities and places to represent RBG Connect and be able to make money, you know, and sell. You'll be able to learn a lot from being in the trenches and stuff like that, because that's how I learned.
For sure.
As a young salesman. You know, I wasn't even an entrepreneur, but I worked. You know, I actually realized that I'm turning into the people that I worked for. You know, because when I was like 14, 15, I was working for guys that was like late 20s, early 30s, but they had established businesses and they needed workers. And I was always that top sales guy, you know what I mean? So I want to be able to provide those opportunities for any young brothers and sisters that's looking to get into entrepreneurship. You know, that's actually one of the main main classes that I really want to teach is teaching people how to be salesmen. That's like number one, like how to sell, because you might have products, good products, and they might, and you know, it might be high. Your prices might be nice and everything, but you just not selling it.
Right.
Maybe your attitude is bad.
Right.
You know, so that's something that I want to teach people is how to be a great salesman, how to read people, how to read the customer, and be able to tell if you can make the sale or close the deal, and know how to close the deal. Teach salesmen and business entrepreneurs about rebuttals. You know what I mean? When you selling to somebody, it's only a few rejections that they can give you, and you should already know what those are and know the response to have when they give you these rejections. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a nice game. You know, it's a game that we all have to play as entrepreneurs. It's just that back and forth with the customer. You know, how do I tell a customer nicely and politely that no, you cannot get a discount?
Sounds like you got something big in store as far as teaching the people, brother. That's really a good look right there, because you not only focused on your business, but you're helping other business owners. Yeah,
definitely, because that's honestly, as I see, you know, that's honestly, we here at the spot, Lean Crust Pizza right here on Fulton. Wait a little bit longer because I know they're not ready yet. But basically, you gotta be able to help people. You gotta be a servant to your people, and that's how you're gonna be most abundant. You know what I mean? So I have something, and as I think about what's the number one thing that I can provide to my people, and what skills do I have, and just honestly, the number one thing I'm most confident in myself is sales. You know what I mean? I'm most confident in myself in sales. So like, you can put me up against anybody. You know what I mean? I know I'm an outseller. You know what I mean? So it's whatever, you know what I mean? So I know that that's the service I have. That was a God-given talent, you know what I mean, that I've been cultivating since I was in my early teenage years. And I want to share it with the people and be able to use it to uplift myself and uplift the people at the same time. So I want to be able to create a way for us to practice reciprocity within my, you know, skill set, because you know, a lot of people call me and pick my brain for ideas and stuff like that, but they don't leave a donation. You know what I mean? I help a lot of people with their businesses, and I got a lot of people that can vouch for me helping them with their businesses. And a lot of people that can vouch and say, you know, yeah, Perry helped me with my business. He inspired me with my business, and I did this because of Perry. I got this because of Perry. You know what I mean? So I just gonna be working on building my portfolio, so I can show you, be like, look, this is what I've done, blah, 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 and this is what my price is, you know what I mean? And that way, you know what you're walking away with, you know what I mean? And I know I'm satisfied with giving it to you. I don't want to feel like I was just leeched, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I just gave you the game, and I didn't get nothing from it, you know what I mean? So I'm a firm believer in the game is to be sold, not to be told, you know what I mean? So, you know, I got a lot of game, you know what I mean? I got a lot of game, and it took me a long time to get it. It took me a lot of trial and error. It took a lot of losses, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, if you don't want to have to go through some of that, you know, and getting the bumps and the bruises and taking the losses, yo, you could just go ahead and, you know, a little small fee, and I'll help you out in a major way, you know what I mean? Right now I'm doing Instagram promo too. My Instagram is almost at 20,000. I'm just under 19,000, but I know before the year is up, I have 20,000 followers on my Instagram. So what I'm doing is I'm charging $10 for a promo. You know, $10 promo, probably running like a 72-hour $10 promo for anybody who has a business. So my Instagram is RBG Connect. You can check me out, RBG Connect, on Instagram, Facebook, and Gmail. And like I was saying, it's just that, you know, if you got something that you want to promote, you know, $10, you can shoot me that on PayPal, and I'll promote it for you. You know what I mean? As long as it's within the means of Black Power, honestly, because it's RBG. That's what I represent. And if you cool with that, then I don't mind representing what you're doing on the RBG platform. You know what I mean? What's good, bro? Any more questions?
Nah, so that's about it. In closing, like, give us any more contact, how to reach you, how to patronize, what you got going on. That's about it.
My website is rbgconnect.bigcartel.com, rbgconnect@gmail, Facebook and Instagram, and you can also, I have a page on Facebook as well. It's just entitled Brother Perry. So you can just type in Brother Perry and you can find me. I'm doing, putting out more content. It's just a lot more to come, and I just want to encourage our people, man, to, don't be afraid of money. You know what I mean? And know that that's a tool that we need to help us get to the next level. You know what I mean? And that entrepreneurship is one of the #1 things that we need to be practicing. So, and we absolutely need more people to start supporting black-owned businesses, honestly. Really, really, really support black-owned businesses. It's a shame that, that the black-owned businesses are not getting the support that they should be getting, and that it's not more black-owned businesses, you know what I'm saying? So, we looking at industries that I can easily call out, that every time we want to indulge in that industry in some type of way, is people that don't look like us, is crackers that's getting the money. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we basically, we need to take over the lingerie industry. Why is Victoria's Secret getting all the lingerie money? Why is Bluntville and Zigzag's getting all the
marijuana,
money?
music, clothing,
all of this stuff, clothing
everything.
money. Why is Gucci getting all the good clothing money? You see what I'm saying? So we got to start being more doers. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking forward to the future. I like a lot of things that I see, but I just definitely want to give the people that charge and say, support more and do more things for yourself and for your community. Peace and Black Power, family. This your brother Perry, RBG Connect. Shout out to my man Gretski TV, man. And we in the building, man. I was gonna say Wayne Gretzky, but my nigga Spaz Gretzky. You feel me? He in the building, man. I just definitely want to say, keep doing the work, brother. Keep putting out the content. We need as much black media as we can get. And, we here in Brooklyn, man, just doing the work, man. So I want to tell the people I love you. And it is what it is, man.
Yes, sir. Peace out, fam.
Yeah. Bye, bye, bye.
All right, audience. We're here with my brother Yomi Love. Here
Peace, family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here at the Nicholas Brooklyn pop-up shop hosted by Uniquely Wyatt M. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, alive and well,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's peace. Yeah, man. I wanted you to touch on, really, because this may be my last business as usual for the year. So I would like you to touch on your recap of the year as being a black business.
Being a black business? All right, so yeah, 2016 was a year, it was a year full of changes, but also I see a lot of prosperity coming. I started out with I was still doing my clothing line, Raw Cotton Rags, at the beginning of the year, and my printer broke. And so I was unable to produce more shirts. And then I got with a brother doing the gas footwear. I saw what he was doing with the RBG sneakers, and I started pushing those. And then he came out with the Jamaican ones, or he was about to. And I jumped on that because, I got Jamaican heritage, and
all right.
Yeah, I feel like, this is Brooklyn. Everybody knows Brooklyn. Every island knows Brooklyn. So I want to do Jamaica. More is coming in the future. But yeah, we started with the Jamaica ones. That came back around Labor Day. So yeah, now we got the Jamaicas. We did a shipment. We ordered 1,000. We split it 50-50. So I got 500 right now. So we doing those, we pushing those hard. We had a store for a little while. We had a storefront.
Right, recall that.
It was a lot of changes. So yeah, we had a storefront for a while. We was with a sister on Nostra and subleasing from her. That was a good look for a while. We learned a lot as far as business, as far as running your own storefront. I've been vending for like years, different events, Dance Africa, International African Arts Festival. Those are the major ones, but little small ones like this pop-up here, different events, different lectures, National Black. But it was another level to take it and have a storefront with my brother Perry. We had the storefront for a while. We was working there, and the hope was to bring culture, to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Have a house of consciousness here in Brooklyn. But the sister we were working with or subleasing from, she didn't, she didn't have the vision. She didn't have the culture, and we realized, we really need our own space. And that's something we've always talked about, you know, being, doing for self, not depending on anybody else. So the next level, that was one level, you know, subleasing from somebody else. The next level, us having our own space, so that's gonna be coming in the future. We had to leave that spot because she didn't want us putting up the RBG flag. She didn't want us, you know, having certain bills that she thought would turn off some of her customers. So there was a lot of changes. I shifted from doing a clothing line. You know, we want to do full clothing shelter, so we shifted from the clothing line. Now we're doing the sneakers. It's still clothing. So we're doing that. You know, like I said, we got the Jamaica's 500, so we're looking for wholesalers. Anybody who want to do that. I got one of my cousins in Jamaica. He's an artist. He's going to start booming them out there. I also got a Kiva loan. You know, I don't know if, I think every, you know, entrepreneur out there should look into Kiva. I got a small business loan, 0% interest, crowdfunded. Thank you for all the support, family. Appreciate that. It was a $5,000 loan. You get to pay it back over 2 years, 0% interest. So that was a major milestone. I was able to use that to then go invest in the sneaker business. So now we're doing the sneaker business.
Right.
So yeah, those are some of the movements over this past year. A lot of changes, a lot of growth, and I see continued success in the future.
That's peace, man. So what can we really expect from you and your brand in the future for next year?
Okay, so my brand is called Our Style Kicks. So we're doing the sneakers. Like I said, I also got my cousin in Jamaica.
That's them right there, y'all.
Yeah, check that out.
For sure.
Yeah, got the flag on it. Flag on the back also. Yeah, so like I said, we here in Brooklyn right now. We also looking to be out in Jamaica. So we start with the Jamaica, that's the flagship product right now, but it's Our Style Kicks. So we also got the snapback, you know what I'm saying? So we got the accessories also, different accessories, snapbacks, hats. I'm looking to do some partnerships. There's a brother, he does like track jackets. Excuse me. And then I have my cousin in Jamaica, he's gonna be booming them. Mad at them promotions out there in Jamaica, he's gonna have them also. So we're looking to move out to Jamaica. We're also gonna do other islands. We got the Haiti sneakers, they already made. So we're gonna have those. We're gonna do all the islands. Haiti, Trinidad's next, you know, move on to Guyana. So we wanna do all the islands, and then we all one people. We also wanna do all the African nations, right? So all the African countries also, Nigeria, Ghana, you know, Zimbabwe, definitely those are gonna be in the works. Of course we have the RBGs, you know. So we wanna rep the flags, you know, all our people, we all one people. So yeah, those are some things you could expect for the brand in the future. Our Style, we're gonna continue to grow.
That's what's up, brother. Yeah. So in closing, let us get your contact, how to patronize your business and everything.
Okay, like I said, the business is called Our Style Kicks. So on IG and Facebook is Our Style Kicks. On our online store is ourstyle.bigcartel.com. So you can hit me on those any of those platforms.
That's peace, brother.
All right, peace, family.
Yes, sir.